Good morning, friends. I am recording this video before school, and I'm so sorry that it's taken me so long to get it to you. We're going to do a word problem today, and it's going to be awesome. As you can see, we have the lovely Mallory Jo reading a book. And anytime that we are going to, let me get my pen out. Anytime that we're doing a word problem, it's really good to get in the habit of drawing our Foursquare. And like we've talked about in class, you can make yourself a checklist. Remember, the first thing on the checklist is, have I read it 2 times? Let's read the problem. Okay, Mallory has a $20 bill to spend at a book fair. She buys one book for $6.75, 2 bookmarks for 85 cents each, and a keychain for $3.25. How much change should Mallory receive from her $20 bill? Great, we've read it once, let's read it again. Mallory has a $20 bill to spend at a book fair. She buys one book for $6.75, 2 bookmarks for 85 cents, and a keychain for $3.25. How much change should Mallory receive from her $20 bill? Great, we can check that off. The second thing we need to do is underline the question. If you can't find the question, look for the question mark in the word problem and go back and underline it. So the question was, how much money or change should she receive from her $20 bill? That's the question. Awesome. Next, we need to circle the important numbers. There's kind of a lot in here. First, we're told that she's given a $20 bill to go spend, or that she has it. Lucky girl. So she gets to buy one book. And even though this is in word form, I want you to get in the habit of still circling it. So one book for $6.75. This is extremely, extremely important. 2 books, don't miss that, for 85 cents. And then a keychain for $3.25. Last, let's not circle actually this 20 because we've seen it up here. Okay, so we've circled all the important numbers. Good job. Not last, actually. Next, we're going to sketch an important picture. And that's a little camera for you. The picture that I'm going to sketch personally is, okay, let's see. I know I'm going to actually sketch my picture down here. So I have enough room. Okay, I know that she buys a book. She spends how much? $6.75. Then it tells me that she buys how many bookmarks? 2. 1, 2. And each are 85 cents. Then it says she buys a keychain for $3.25. She was a pretty smart shopper. She got a lot with a little bit of money. And it looks like she's still going to have change. So she actually buys 4 items. And we know that the total money that she has to spend was $20. Watch how I write the 20. Did you notice that I kept the 2 zeros at the end? Even though they didn't, it's really important that you do that. Because if they don't write the zeros, you still need to write them. Because it'll help us in the end with subtraction if we use subtraction. The big question mark is, how much change will she receive? This picture, boys and girls, should help you know what operation you'll use. Are you going to add, subtract? Are you going to use 1 or 2 steps? So let's keep this picture in mind. We drew a picture. Is there any extra information that we can trash? Really, there's not. If you look at it, there's nothing extra. It's pretty much all facts, so we don't need to worry about crossing anything out. Last but not least, what's the heart of the problem? Or what's it truly asking for? Well, we can go back to the question and see that it's saying, how much change should she receive? So I'm going to put a big question mark, and then next to that, write change. Or you could write it out and say, how much change? Okay. Next, remember how we do old monkeys never play? I'm just going to write out the O, and that's the operation. When I say operation, that tells me, what am I going to do? Do I need to add, subtract, multiply, or divide? If we go back and we really just stop and think about what it's asking for, think about this. It's important that I know how much money she's spending. Here, before I can do anything to find the missing piece, and when we need to find a missing piece, we always know that we need to subtract. But before I do that, I really want to find the total amount here. If you say that we need to add first, you are correct. So I'm going to circle the addition sign, and I'm going to write first above it. That's what I've got to do first. I need to add all those things together. Then once I find the total here, I can subtract it from $20 and it'll give me the missing piece. So the second thing we need to do is subtract. Okay. We're not going to spend time talking about old monkeys never play because these right here, they're important, but I don't have enough time in the video. And it'll be okay if we don't have them. I want you to use this space right here as your workspace. So we're going to solve it here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to split it into chunks. Instead of writing all 4 things down, that becomes a lot to try to keep track of. I want you to split it up, and I want you to only do like 2 things at a time. We're only going to add 2 things at a time so you don't get lost and confused. Okay, 5 plus 5 is 10, carry my 1. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. Carry my 1 again. 1 plus 6 is 7. Don't forget that you've only done 2. It would be awful if they had given you this as an option and you circled it because you weren't paying attention. Okay, now that we have 760, let's add 85 more cents. And remember, I'm just making it simple for myself by adding 2 numbers at a time. 0 plus 5 is 5. 6 plus 8 is 14. Carry your 1. 1 plus 7 is 8. Awesome. We're still not finished. We have 1 more to go, and that's to add 325. Let me give myself a little divider. So, actually, I'm going to erase. Oops. That way I don't get confused. Okay, I had 845. Okay. 845 plus 325 is the last thing I need to add. Okay. 5 plus 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. 8 plus 3 is 11. 1170. Now here is the tricky part. Sometimes what they'll do is they'll give you this number as an option within here too. They're just literally trying to trick you. They're just trying to get you to forget about the second step. Don't forget about how you need to subtract. Okay, remember the second thing we're going to do is we're going to say $20 minus 1170. And when we do the subtraction, we always need to make sure that the bigger number is on top. Let's check it out. Is $20 bigger than $11.70? Yes, it is. Did we write our other 2 zeros on the end? Yes, we did. So we're ready to go. We're going to have to borrow, though. I can do 0 minus 0, but I cannot do 0 minus 7 because 0 is too small. So I go next door to my neighbor and I say, can I borrow? Oh, no one's home. I can't borrow. So I'm going to go to the 2. Can I borrow? Yes, I can borrow. So cross out the 2, change it to a 1. Then we're going to cross out this 0, and it's like we let it borrow 10. Now let's go back. I still can't say 0 minus 7, so I go to my neighbor. Finally, someone's there. So I can cross out the 10, give 10 to this guy, and change it to a 9. 10 minus 7 is 3. 0 minus 7 is 0. 9 minus 1 is 8.